Kamahamaha Schools Speech and Debate Annual Spring Showcase 2010. My name is Kaipo Leopoldino and I serve as the team's president. I am honored to be your Master of Ceremonies this evening.
And I'm Miha, and I will be your Mistress of Ceremonies this evening. Before we begin, let's welcome Team Vice President Jr. Matthew Yasuoka to the stage for an opening prayer. Please stand.
Oba-san patiently waited for her husband to come home so that she could show him the giant peach she had found in the stream earlier that day. Oji-san, look at this enormous peach! What did you trade for that? I found it floating in the stream. I brought it home for you. And it is a blessing. Shake, let us taste the piece. He reached to cut the fruit with his knife, then paused, astounded. The two halves of the peach split apart, and the perfect tiny baby boy appeared. Where? What is a child? It dreams of having a child of their own had come to pass. Filled with happiness at his birth, they named him Momotaro, Peach Boy. Momotaro, the story of a boy who came from a peach, is but one of the many Japanese folk tales in the world. It reminds us that no matter where you come from, even if it's a peach, if you have a goal, you believe in something, you should fight until that goal is accomplished. An adaptation of Momotaro, edited by Ruth Tavra. Momotaro grew up to be a great student. I'm a great student, indeed he was. His fame as a young samurai spread beyond the village. He became a master archer. But one night, when Momotaro was sleeping, evil ogres came to steal the riches of the villagers. The beasts had pale skin, horns, and hairy legs. All the gold, all the jewelry, and left the village in ruins. Momotaro did not know why everyone in the village was so afraid of the ogres. I don't know why everyone in the village was so afraid of the ogres. I will make a goal to journey to the island far down to see where the ogres live and to destroy every last one. And indeed he did. He left for the journey immediately. All he took with him was a bow and arrow and some millet cakes for food. As Momotaro was walking along, Momotaro-san, 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 a crane came swooping down right in front of him. Like a little head. The crane. Must be Momotaro. So much about you. So, where are you going, Momo? I want to destroy the evil ogres once and for all. I'm gonna come. Are you sure? Very sure. Momotaro and the cream. They're walking along. Momotaro-san, Momotaro-san, Momotaro-san. A monkey came, jumping down, right in front of the trap. Well, I say what a fine day it is today. Momotaro? Hey, I'm samurai. Not something you see every day. I say, where are you going, Momotaro? I want to destroy the evil ogres once and for all. Do you want to come along too? Yes. Do you want to come along too? It will be my pleasure. And off they went. The next day, as Momotaro, the crane, and the monkey were walking along, Momotaro-san, 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 Momotaro-san. A dog came chanting out of the bushes. Shh. Oh, yeah. I'm going to destroy the evil ogres once and for all. I suppose you want to come along too? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The next day, Momotaro and his 3 companions built a boat to sail across the mighty waters to reach the island of the ogres. Momotaro-san, 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 Momotaro-san. For many weeks they traveled in search of the ogre island. Then, one late afternoon, the island had finally been found, and Momotaro began sketching up a plan to destroy the ogres. He sailed the ship up to the shore, climbed the ogre mountain, then reached the ogre tower. Then, with a big boom, Momotaro came running, bursting through the gates, charging towards the ogres. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. And the train came charging towards the ogres. You brought this on yourself. It's like dying. Then the dog came charging towards the ogres with his spear. Shove the evil ogres off the edge of the cliffs into the stormy waters below. Now that he's terrible and now dead, ogres have been killed. We shall take the treasure that they have stolen and return them to their owners. And indeed they did. They left for the journey immediately, returning all that the ogres had stolen back to their owners. And everyone lived happily ever after, all thanks to the courage of one young boy who came to a beach.
You probably don't know this from just looking at me, but I'm a fantastic cook. No, really. The first meal I ever made was a grilled cheese sandwich. I'd seen my mother do it 1,000 times. How hard could it be? I scoured the kitchen for the right tools, and after pulling out a stir-fry wok, burning 5 pieces of bread, and eating melted plastic off my pre-sliced cheese, I ultimately fashioned quite the tasty sandwich. When my mom saw me eating comfortably at the table, she beamed with pride. Look at you, Nellie, that's amazing! So glad you made that all by yourself. You're such a good girl. Now go get your suit, you're going to be late for your speech performance. No, it wasn't today. It was January, but now I'm a seasoned 4-month pro, and no one can refuse one of Chef Nellie's delectable grilled cheese sandwiches. All who sampled have left with testimonies such as, "Wow, Nell, these taste great. You're awesome. I love grilled cheese sandwiches. They're the best, Nellie. OMG, Nellie, totally sick sandwich. You're killing me." I guess I'm just that good. Move over, Julia, child. Chef Nellie's ready to take on the world. Obviously, making simple sandwiches doesn't qualify me for culinary school. But what interests me isn't my talented snack crafting, but the worshipping I receive for making an easy meal. There's a Chinese proverb that warns, "He who praises me on all occasions is a fool who despises me." And I can't help but notice that there seems to be a plethora of praise. But we can sometimes always feel pressure to sprinkle compliments or garnish with flattery, and we drool over and thirst for these adorations, instead of doing things for our own satisfaction. While praise can taste sweet, it may contain poison, so it should be avoided. But before you go on an insulting tirade, please, hear me out. Our desire to be praised prevents us from doing things earnestly. First, as appraisers, we abuse our praising privileges. Second, as appraisees, we relish reverence rather than recognize reckless raving, which stifles self-motivation. But through humility and an elimination of our careless kudos, we can make our lives more meaningful. From an early age, we are taught that we should applaud one another rather than criticize. Well, duh. It is extremely important for children to have positive self-esteem, but we suffocate them with appraisers, which may cause more harm than help. According to the National Association for Self-Esteem, yeah, there is one, President Sharon Fountain points to decades of research published on the subject, saying, without self-esteem, kids become alcoholics, school dropouts, drug abusers, or just low achievers. But can there be such a thing as too much self-esteem? Boston psychotherapist Jennifer Kuhn-Wallman thinks so, saying, in our fear of low self-esteem, we overcorrect, doling out huge heapings of praise, regardless of actual accomplishments. Unlike teachers who fill grids with random gold stars, or coaches who insist on getting everyone a trophy just for participating. These are all examples of well-intentioned, yet toxic, empty praise. It'd be like bringing cheerleaders to a speech competition. They're great, they're here, but really? Medical school psychologist Robert Brooks says this rah-rah mentality takes away from the satisfaction that comes from genuine achievement, and that self-esteem should be based on real accomplishments. But what's more, after relishing in constant praise, once kids inevitably fail, they become devastated and confused. Dr. Carol Dweck from Columbia University says parents who extol their kids too much create individuals who just can't figure out how to survive life setbacks. And I'm not saying don't praise anyone at all, but we should build self-esteem on the result of hard work and achievement, not false accomplishment. It was American humorist Arnold H. Glasgow who commented, praise does wonders for our sense of hearing, but while people who praise profusely may plague the public, they only share half the blame. Praise is very much a two-way street, and the fault for our tribute troubles also stems from those who gravitate towards praise, the appraisees. Oh, but who can blame us? I mean, come on, who doesn't like to be told they look good, or that they're so smart, or that they have the best speech ever? Okay, maybe not. Ask anyone with a Facebook account. In just 5 years, Facebook has become the largest and wealthiest social networking website in the world, with over 350 million active users and a net worth estimated at $15 billion by Forbes magazine. It's even starting to affect our vocabulary. Reporter Lisa Mayo has uncovered the world of face bragging. People will mention a new job, an exotic trip, or an expensive purchase, all hoping to garner some type of praise, especially a jealous one. Wow, you're so lucky. I wish I had one of those, open parentheses, sad face. Dr. Stephen Wan at the University of Sydney claims that this trend is a prime example of our age of self-obsession and praise. And in addition to people losing their jobs for wasting time Facebooking, the effects of false praise can go much deeper. In a study conducted on 5th graders in New York regarding the effects of praise, researchers administered simple tests to students, and after they performed well, gave the student a single line of praise for his or her intelligence. You must be really smart at this, or their effort. You must have worked really hard. When challenged to take another harder test, being told that the results would benefit them, nearly all the kids who were praised for their intelligence opted not to take the tougher follow-up. The students chose to keep their titles as smart, rather than risk being criticized for doing poorly and lose the accolades. But in failing to take risks or criticism, we risk never learning the true height of our abilities. We can't grow. After all, as author Francois de la Rochefoucauld reminds, few people have the wisdom to prefer the criticism that would do them good to the praise that deceives them. As I mentioned earlier, not all praise is bad. It's just the way we approach praise that makes it ineffective. But for people with a craving to congratulate, praise should be specific. Don't litter it everywhere. Praise can be useful when used specifically, rather than gratuitously. Dr. Ruth Peters, in her book, Laying Down the Law, compares praise to cake frosting. A little makes it taste better, and too much will ruin everything. And as for those addicted to praise and recognition, sociologist Martha Beck concedes that unlike alcohol or drug addiction, it's impossible to eliminate all praise, and it would be detrimental to do so. What you can do is recognize when praise is groundless or inappropriate, and make sure it doesn't get to your ego. Utilize modesty to refocus on what makes you happy, and just feels right, regardless of any praise you may or may not receive. A technique in which Mrs. Meek Gies specialized. In 1942, the atrocities of the Nazi Party had closed in on the Netherlands, and Gies decided to protect her loved ones, namely her Jewish employer Otto and his family. Knowing that she could be killed on the spot should she be caught, Gies successfully hid her friends for 2 years in a secret annex built into the company's office. But on August 4th, 1944, Gies could no longer disguise the annex from the German security police, and they arrested all those in hiding. Distraught but determined, Gies sneaked back into the hideaway to preserve any belongings she found left behind. And that was where she found pages of Otto's youngest daughter's diary scattered across the floor. Without reading a single page, Gies held onto that diary, waiting for the day she could personally return it to its owner. Anne Frank. Were it not for Gies' bravery, the diary of Anne Frank and its message of tolerance might have gone unknown. But Gies' story is one of humility. She said she did not like being called a hero, saying that if people are allowed to think it takes remarkable qualities to act boldly on behalf of others, few will attempt it. Gies rejected the praise, saying, I myself am just a very common person. People should never think you have to be a very special person to help those who need you. In January of this year, Gies passed away at the age of 100, but her lesson on acting not based on praise or reward, but rather love and an obligation to the human spirit remain. If we keep feeding ourselves the sugar that is meaningless praise, when we receive it genuinely, it won't taste this sweet. Do things not for the admiration you might garner, but because it's something you live for. Surfing, dancing, singing, cooking grilled cheese sandwiches, or protecting the ones you love. Because if we just put a little more thought into everything we do, especially when we compliment others, we make our actions more meaningful for ourselves. Well, I've worked up a little bit of an appetite. You can probably guess what I have cooked up for after the show. I made for my whole team. You're welcome to help yourself to some. Oh, but please, if you say my grilled cheese sandwiches are just that great, mean it.
Spend a little change. Your look might change. Spend a little change. Your look might change. Y'all believe in luck? Never mind, it don't matter. Cause I'm about to tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all this secret so y'all can know the truth. When y'all know the truth, maybe y'all can stop wondering. Maybe you can slip a little something here in my cup. You know, whether you believe in luck or not, it still is. Good luck, bad luck, shoot, even dumb luck. I know cause I live luck. How come I'm here on this corner and these pissy pants talking to you is luck? May not be good luck, but it's luck. My name's Broadway Vic. This here's my corner. You got it, darling?
We see them camping in the parks, walking in the malls, and standing on the street corners. With 3.5 million homeless in the country, it is difficult not to see them as a part of our landscape. While many consider them a nuisance, few of us realize that there's a story behind these homeless individuals. Broadway Vic, makes us look past the hard exterior, allowing us to label the homeless as more than just bums, by Robert Chaperon.
This morning a man had asked me, why don't you get a job? This is my job. I'm a panhandler. I get up in the morning, I wash up. Some days, in the men's room over in the Penn Station. On my way to my hill corner, there's a church. Gives out free coffee. Some days they got rolls. Yesterday's rolls. They're a little tough to too, see? So I dunk them in the coffee. That way they soften up a little bit. Give them a little taste too. Ain't a good taste, but it's something. Mascara, $1, 75 cents, 50 cents. You know where I got this here mascara? Found it right there. And you know, they selling the same exact mascara over in that store there. Except they selling the same exact mascara for $1 more plus tax. I know, I checked, was browsing, till they threw me out. Spend a little change. Your luck might change. You know, folks always ask me, why don't you get a job? Now let me ask you something. You give me a job, say I walk in where you work, and I ask you for a job. You give me one? I mean, take a good look. I can't even get a cup of coffee at Burger King. Every time I walk in there, they always ask me sometimes nice, and sometimes not so nice. To get it. See, even when I got the money for a cup of coffee, it's a fellow with a tie or a fellow with an orange vest come meet me halfway and say, come on, outside, outside. There'd be no loitering up in here. Loitering? Looks like to me everybody loitering. Except when they loiter, they spending money while they loiter. When I loiter, I make them feel funny. Embarrassed. It scares me. Because I know when they see me, they see how their own life could have been, even though it ain't. Spend a little change. Your luck might change. Spend a little change. Your luck might... Shoot. Spend a little change, my luck might change. Why am I saving up all this money, you ask? It's for a house. And I know just what house I was going to buy soon. A nice house. No. A beautiful nice house. With a porch and stairs leading up to the porch. See, it's that house I was going to buy for my wife, Josie. This is my wife, Josie. Just a little bit old woman. Had the prettiest little feet you ever did see. Used to come home and say, Josie, your feet grown in there? And she'd be like, no, Vic, my feet the same size today they was yesterday. Oh man, we love to laugh. I love to laugh. She loved to laugh. We were saving up to buy that house. Now, I ain't never seen the inside of it, but I reckon it's something like Josie's sister's house. With a nice kitchen, you could put a table in, have a cup of coffee, and laugh. So with Josie, she got sick. Doctor at the clinic said that there's nothing nobody could do. Except if we had a lot of money. But I took good care of Josie, and that's the God on the street. I carried her from room to room when her pretty little feet were working no more, and I said, Josie, I'm gonna buy you that house. And I said to her, so you can make it all pretty, nice, and clean. We we can have some babies so they can make your pretty house messy. Yeah, pussy. But Josie, her muscles just up and quick. And that's when I found out that even my heart is a muscle. Then Josie died. And I lost her. I had to use some of that money we've been saving up on hospital bills. But now, I'm saving up again. I'm gonna buy me that house. And in the front, where the mailbox is at, I'm gonna put a sign up that says, Josie's house. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, his mother called him Wild Thing! And Max said,
I'll eat you up!
so he was
Sent to bed without eating anything!
That very night, a forest grew and grew and grew in Max's room. And an ocean tumbled by with a boat for Max.
La 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 la.
And he sailed off to where the wild things are.
A rambunctious little boy, huge, hairy creatures, and somewhere filled with love.
Hey, stop calling me names.
I did no such thing. But if the shoe fits,
Watch it, or I'll eat you up.
okay. Author Dave Eggers reimagined Maurice Sendak's timeless story, taking us on a fantastic journey.
Where a boy's adventure and friendship with wild creatures helps us to recapture the freedom of childhood imagination long forgotten. The Wild Things by Dave Eggers.
I say, Judith, what's that? Look at his little legs.
He looks tasty.
Does it, Carol? I don't know. I'm getting gamey. Gamey? I say sucking it. Go. Sucking it? I'll get you taste it, but not sucking it.
I'll close your eyes, you two. And I'll feed him to you.
Be still.
Huh?
Why should we stop? Because I'm King Max.
Well, we can't eat the kid.
Sorry we were going to eat you. Yeah, we knew he was the king. We almost definitely would have tried to eat you. We just got caught up in the moment.
I promise you have nothing to worry about. You're the king, and nothing bad can happen to the king.
Wait, are those pile of bones over there other kings?
something stuck in my teeth, though. Hey, King, do I have something stuck in my teeth?
I don't see anything.
Maybe you should come inside my mouth.
Got really bad breath.
Watch it! I can take your head off in one jump.
Oh, I see the problem. There's a branch stuck in between your teeth.
Oh, wow. Thanks, King.
Now, how's about we have a parade? A parade?
Great. What is one of those?
Only the greatest invention of all time. We shall sing and dance and demonstrate to all the citizens that there is a new king. Everyone ready? Ready.
Ready.
Forward. March. March.
March.
March. March. Who's ready for some real fun?
Fun sounds fun. So what's to do, King Max?
We're gonna have a war.
A war? Like a fight?
Yeah, we'll pick sides in battle. Now who wants to be a bad guy? Carol?
Bad guy.
Judith, you're a good guy. Douglas is a bad guy.
And what's he to do, King Max?
He's a good guy with me.
So, what do we do?
First, grab the dirt and make some balls for ammunition. Then...
Great war so far, King.
Yeah, who's winning? I can't feel it so well.
I'm ready for my parade. I'm tired. Now how's how we build a fort?
A fort?
A fort?
A fort?
A fort. It would be part mountain and part castle.
Well, that sounds great, King Max.
Now, Carol, will you be in charge of building it?
Me? I don't know. I
You
just...
should definitely be in charge of building this, Carol. No one else can pull this off.
Well, okay. I'll do it.
Good.
Not bad, King. You and Carol together, you kind of smart, boy.
Wow. The castle is amazing. I can't believe how big it is.
Is it too
No,
big?
no. It's perfect. It's exactly right.
We worked so hard today. We're tired. Good night, King Max.
Me too. Not good night. Good night, Douglas. Good night, Judith. Wow. The castle is amazing.
You know, I couldn't have done it without you, King Max. I mean, we had so much fun today. We started with
I
the
think
wild
I'm gonna go
romance. And we did that cool parade.
Carol, I have to leave.
And we did that fight. And then we
Carol, I have to go home.
Are you really going? Don't!
Well, I have to.
Okay. Oh, ow. There's something stuck in my teeth again. Could you help me out?
No, Carol, I don't want to.
Then you're a failure as a kid. I have to eat
I
you.
have to go home.
No, you don't.
My mom is probably wondering where I am.
We need you here. You're a king.
raised the sails and grabbed the rudder. He sailed back into his very own room, where his supper was waiting for him.
Butterfly in the sky, I can jump twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. Once upon a time, on a mountainside lived 3 gruff goats, Billy, who were really gruff. Now these 3 gruff goats enjoyed nothing more than having fun, playing hide the Billy, grazing on fine grass. Until one day, all the grass ran out. But these 3 gruff goats knew of a secret stash on the other side of a wooden bridge. The only problem was that under the bridge lived an old, stinking troll who loved to eat goat's Billy.
Ah, that's right. I'm an old stinking troll under a bridge so wide. When you cross my path, there's nowhere to hide. So when I come up there, you better run, or I'll eat you up till you're on top.
By show of hands, how many of us want to get eaten? You? You? I know you do. When 3 gruff goats attempt to get grass to their dreams, they must use their cunning, their wits, and their wiles to find out how green the grass really is on the other side. The 3 Gruff Goats, Billy, an adaptation of the original by D.L. Ashton. Now the 3 gruff goats were so desperate for some fine grass that they're willing to take their chances crossing the bridge. The first to attempt crossing was the youngest gruff goat, Billy.
Who's that walking on my bridge?
It is me, the 1, 2, 75. Gruff goat Billy.
Oh, really? And where do you think you're headed?
I'm trying to get me some good grass.
Do you know who you're talking to?
Well, if my ears and my nose don't deceive me, I must be talking to the old stinking troll that eats goat's Billy.
That's right. Your bridge so wide. When you cross my path, there's nowhere to hide. So when I come up there, you better run, or I'll eat you up till you're on top.
No. Why don't you wait for the second gruff goat Billy? He's much bigger and tastier than I am. Yeah.
You better be right. Now scram.
So the first gruff goat Billy found himself in a nice patch of grass, sat down and enjoyed. Soon, along came the second gruff goat Billy.
Who's that walking on my bridge?
It is sown to me, the second gruff goat Billy.
And where do you think you're headed?
Trying to get some grass to get my beatbox back.
Man, rapper, are you? And do you know who you're talking to?
Well, if my ears and my nose don't deceive me, I'm gonna be talking to Wow. Billy, see man, I told you I'd get my beatbox back.
That's right. I'm an old stinking troll at our bridge so wide. When you cross my path, there's nowhere to hide. So when I come up there, you better run, or I'll eat you up till you're on top.
The third, No, why don't you wait for the third gruff goat Billy? bigger, tastier than I am, silly. You better be right. Now scram! So the second gruff-goat Billy found himself a nice patch of grass to get his beatbox back. Soon, along came the third and final gruff-goat Billy. Trick, trap, trick, trap, trick, trap. Who? What's that barking on my bridge? It is Billy, the third. Largest gruff-goat Billy.
And do you know where you're headed?
I'm trying to get me some grass so I can have me some fun.
And do you know who you're talking to?
Well, if my nose and my ears don't deceive me, I'm talking to the old stinking troll that eats goats Billy. Yum.
That's right. I'm an old stinking troll under a bridge so wide. When you cross my path, there's nowhere to hide. So when I come up there, you better run, or I'll eat you up till you're all done.
The third gruff-goat Billy, who was quite taunting at times, said, Trolls have noses, trolls have ears, but goats have horns as sharp as spears. So come on, baby, come on up. I'll turn you over and put you inside out. He jumped up on the bridge and began to fight with the third gruff-goat Billy.
Once upon a time, in a small village, lived three pigs and their mother. One day the mother come home and she is very angry.
Oh, I am very angry. I
I talk like the mayor of California?
Brother number two, why you call me rapper for?
Hey, yo, mama, what's off the hizzle for shizzle?
Oh, you think you cool rapper? This one for you. You cool. Stay in school. And you, brother number three, always watching your project run away. Boy,
Only on the outside.
that's it. I want you boys out of my house right now.
Mother, you really want us out of your house today?
Yes.
The three brothers left their mother's house, not knowing what to do. Brothers, I don't know what to do.
Hey, yo, brothers are number one. I don't know what to do either. Brothers, I have a brilliant idea. Why don't we each build our own houses?
The three brothers built their own house, knowing how much of a genius brother number one is. He built his house out of paper. Yeah, nice and strong, just like me. Brother number two, he built his house out of chalk. Aha, yeah. The roof. The roof. Number three. He built his house out of bamboo.
This looks long and sturdy.
Three brothers built their house. Until one day, a big wolf came and spotted brother number one outside his house. Little pig, let me in. One day, then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. The big bad wolf blew down brother number one's house. Brother number one then sprinted all the way to brother number two's house. I'll be back!
I'm a millionaire, a young money maker. I have some who's at my door.
Brother! It's a big bad wolf after me! Let's keep kicking wolf out my house!
Hey, yo, brothers are number one. You can just stay with me and everything will be fine. So.
The big bad wolf came to brother number two's house. Little pig, let me in.
Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin.
Little pig, let me in.
Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. On my chin.
On your chin.
On my chin.
On your chin.
On my chin.
Shut up. I'm tired of useless rap.
I'm gonna huff. And I'm gonna puff. And I'm gonna blow your house in. The big bad wolf blew down brother number two's house. The winds were so fierce that they blew brother number one and brother number two all the way to brother number three's house.
What's the hizzle for shit, bro? Ah, my gangster head, yo. I'm talking pedicure on my toes, Don't stop making pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. Who is interrupting my fitness session? Brother number one, brother number two. To what I owe this pleasure. I owe brothers on number three. Me and brothers on number one got a big bad wolf after us. And we need a place to crash, yo. You can just stay with me and everything will be just fine.
The big bad wolf came to brother number three's house. Little pig, let me in. you've never heard of blistering either, because your breath smells like booty. That's it. I'm gonna huff. Ooh. And I'm gonna puff. And I'm gonna blow your house in. Brother number one, did you just? Oh, hell no. The big bad wolf attempting to blow brother number three's house in. Too many cigarettes. And that, the big bad wolf dropped dead. As ancient Chinese customs go, we never waste anything. So brother number three had a brilliant ranch. Who wants my blood? And the moral of the story, watch what you blow.
Every August, I see in my mind my son, Shin. He is riding the red tricycle that he dreamed of getting for his birthday. And all the while, he is singing his favorite song. But this happy picture disappears when I think of the one day in August that brought all of our dreams to an end.
An old Japanese man, a rusted tricycle, and the painful memory of a tragic event that some would just as soon forget. But for Nobuo Tetsutani, forgetting is not so easy. As he reminisces on his remarkable past, we're reminded of George Santayama's telling words. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. The true story of Shin's Tricycle by Tatsuharu Kodama.
Years ago, when Shin was 3, our family lived in a small house near Kwartz River that flowed through Hiroshima, Japan. Each day, Shin would not complain. Or look at picture books, especially the one that showed the tricycle he wanted so badly, even though he knew it was an impossible dream. You see, there were no tricycles anywhere in Japan. In 1941, Japan had attacked America and many other countries. After 4 years of war, tricycles, temple bells, even pots and pans were melted down to build tanks and cannons. There were no new toys anywhere. But Shin wanted a tricycle so badly that one day he wouldn't eat anything. He pleaded to me,
Papa? Papa, you're buying me a tricycle, won't you? Please, Papa, please, please.
"Dear sorry, Shin. You'll just have to learn to be patient. We all have to live without the things we want right now." Oh, Shin was heartbroken. But one day, Shin's uncle, a sailor in the Japanese Navy, came to visit us. Shin, come here, Shin. I have something for you.
What is it?
Ah, take a guess. It's something you really want. And with that, his uncle hid the gift behind him. But just then, Shin saw a little red handlebar poking through the wrapper.
It's a tricycle!
A As he tore away the wrapping, his eyes filled with tears.
Oh, thank you, Uncle. Thank you so much.
I was shipping out before your birthday, so I wanted to give it to you now. Quickly, Shin jumped on the tricycle. Looking proudly at me, he said,
Papa, my dream. It came true.
and he went off, singing his favorite song. The morning of August 6, 1945. It was a beautiful one. The air was filled with the sandpapery sounds of cicadas, rubbing their legs together in the nearby trees. But the quiet of the morning was broken by the sound of another air raid siren, warning of an American attack. When the siren stopped, she ran to the backyard, giggling as he jumped on the tricycle and rode around the yard. A group of soldiers repairing the road in front of our house laughed as they watched the tricycle speed by, with shit beaming like a lantern. I too was laughing as I went back inside our house to get ready for work, and then the unthinkable happened. An explosion! It was so terrible! A flash so blindingly bright! I thought the road had ended! Then, just as quickly, everything went black. When I woke up, darkness surrounded me, and I couldn't move. I was trapped. But where? But then I saw a faint light coming through a small wall above me. Slowly I began to move my hands, carefully feeling the big wooden beams that were pinning me down. I reached up and touched something smooth. It was the roof of our house. A whole house had collapsed on top of me. Slowly I began to crawl towards the light and onto the roof, where I stood looking into a hot, black wind. I couldn't believe my eyes. Nothing was left. No house, no temple, no people. No Hiroshima. I cried out into the wind, "Is anyone there? Is anyone there?" I heard my wife scream for help. I stumbled over a fallen house and found it digging in the rubble, and there was Shin pinned under a big beam. I lifted the beam as my wife gently pulled Shin out. Oh, his face was bleeding and swollen, and he was too weak to talk, but his hand still held the plastic grip from the tricycle. There was fire all around, so Mother and I rushed to deliver. Oh, it was a horrible sight. Everyone was moving, and they were screaming, crying, moaning.
Water. I want water.
I wanted to help him, but all around people were dying when they drank the water. So I didn't dare give him any. Then Shin began to whisper so quietly, I could barely hear him. Shin, you still have the handle in your hand. His swollen face seemed to brighten, and a little smile peeked through. But that night, he died. "10 days before his 4th birthday. The next day, Mother and I dug a grave for Shin in our backyard, along with the treasure tricycle which we had found in the rubble. For years, Mother and I had been comforted by knowing that our Shin was close by. But we had always intended to give him a proper burial. One day we decided the time had come. We began digging in the backyard. After a few minutes, I hit something metal. It was Shin's tricycle. And I brought it here, to the Hiroshima Peace Museum, to remind the world that wars are always brutal. No matter who starts one, innocent people die. Even children, like Shin. That same day, Mother and I gave Shin a proper burial. The tricycle's plastic grip still in his hand.
Just rounded up along here at the office. My secretary, Doris, came.
Sir, you got a phone call.
They told me I had a phone call.
Yes, sir, you do. Line 4. And he said it was urgent.
Right. Hello? Yes. Murder, you say? And where are you? I'll be right there. This night was about to get a lot more interesting. I quickly grabbed my hat. Said goodnight to Doris.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Doris.
Good night, sir.
And I headed for the door. But the hallway was full of coats.
Sir, why you in the closet?
Not the closet doors. Right. Doris, can you tell me how to
get to
Sesame Street?
Where else could we find a neighborhood where people, puppets, and a giant yellow pigeon lived harmoniously and no one found it disturbing? When the economic crisis hit and forced the puppets to take matters into their own hands. Get it? Hands? Puppets? Sesame, Life on the Street, brought to you by Andrew Messer, the letter H, and the number 3. My client had said to me right here, the corner of Sesame Street and Avenue Q. Turns out my client was a bird. A big bird.
That's right. Let's get out of the light. I'm trying to keep a low profile.
Good luck with that. You think there's been a murder?
Yeah, right up the street. I'd take you all the way to the body, but there are police officers and news reporters everywhere.
Yep, me and Miss Piggy are just waiting on the test results. This is Kermit the Frog here with another Sesame Street News update. It seems the body of longtime resident Snuffleupagus has been found in an alleyway off Sesame Street. The police are actively searching for winged suspects with bright yellow feathers. These bright yellow feathers were found near the body. This is Kermit the Frog here with Sesame Street News.
So, that's why you called me? And you didn't do it?
Of course not. Snuffy was my best friend. I was molting when I found his body this morning. You'll have to help me find out who killed him so I can clear my name and solve Snuffy's murder.
Well, when's the last time you saw Mr. Snuffleupagus alive?
Last night, he said he had a birthday surprise for Elmo.
Then it's off to Elmo.
Stupid dog! It's me, Elmo. Big Bird. Just a
So,
How, Big Bird? What's wrong? Snuffy's dead. Oh no.
that needs a verb. It would be Elmo is sad. Anyway. Did you see Snuffy last night?
No, but when Oscar wished me a happy birthday, he thought Snuffy's surprise was stupid. Maybe we should go talk to Oscar.
Then it's off to Oscars. Sorry for bothering you and your dolls. Bye now.
Wake up, Oscar.
What do you want? You're not here to take me, are you?
We don't want your cat, Oscar. Snuffy's dead.
Yep, I'm just waiting for the swelling to go down. This is Kermit the Frog here with another Sesame Street news update. The police have just released information stating that a mashed piece of birthday cake and several candles were found near the body. This is Kermit the Frog here with Sesame Street news.
Look, Crouch. Tell folk want to know it's a trash compactor for you. Did you see Snuffy last night?
All right, fine. I saw him. He was holding a lopsided smelly cake, cut into a lot of slices.
Exactly how many slices?
Definitely more than 3.
How can you be so sure?
'Cause that's as high as I can count.
I know someone who can help us with numbers.
Lead the way, Birdie. And a friend. 1, 2,
I count.
Now, we have a few questions for you. A few? Is that 1, 2, 3, 2,496?
We don't have 2,496 questions, do we?
No, Birdie. We have 2. 2? 1, 2. Yeah. First, did you see Snuffy last night?
Yes, he had a birthday cake cut into many slices. I helped him count these slices.
How many slices were there?
36. 1, 2, 3.
You should use a calculator count. It's much faster.
I can't afford educational technology. No, I lost count. 1, 2, 3.
36 slices of cake. Birdie, it's back to Elmo's.
Wait, you think Elmo killed Snuffy?
You heard the count. There were 36 slices of cake,
Yeah, so?
but only 35 at the scene of crime. I think Elmo killed Snuffy, ditched the body along with the cake, but couldn't resist having a slice first.
But why?
Because everybody loves cake.
But why would Elmo kill Snuffy?
That's what we're about to find out. Let's go back. Okay, we're here. Start talking, Elmo. You did see Snuffy saying I threw them the devil's dandruff?
I know what you mean. I was just saying what to express shock and horror.
I think Snuffy walked in on your little operation and had to be silenced. You've been caught red-handed, Elmo. Why'd you do it?
I thought it was the fix. Somebody just started shooting.
No, why'd you start smuggling the chippy chump?
Well, ever since they started cutting the funding on PBS, I've been starting to skip back. Yeah! Take a look around this street. Bad housing, bad schools, no jobs, and no hope. It's like the people on Easy Street forgot about Sesame Street.
You make a point, Elmo, but it doesn't justify what you did to Snuffy. You took a life, and now you have to pay the consequences. Quickly, Bertie, tickle his feet.
This one's for Snuffy.
I walked back into the office, full of confidence after solving the case.
Hey, sir, you solved the case.
Hey, Doris, I solved the case!
I just... Whatever. You got another phone call.
Brick Lane, proud eye. Breaking and entering in your neighborhood? And the name? Rogers. I'll be right there. Doris, throw me a cardigan. I'm going undercover.
Well, maybe I am.
When civil war breaks out in the West African nation, a young boy named Magoo is forced to confront the gruesome inhumanity of genocide. As war rages on, Magoo's daily reality spins downward into inexplicable brutality, primal fear, and loss of self, causing him to become his worst enemy. Magoo's only salvation is found in a childhood dance that reminds him that deep down inside, he is a human amongst beasts of no nation. I was a Dima Iwe.
You know, one day my father, he's coming to my room and he is yelling. He's saying that we have to go to church now and that war has come to our village. So by the time we're getting to the church, the pastor has already shouted to all the other villagers. He's saying that we're having to leave our homes and that tomorrow the UN was going to make sure that all the women at small churches left first. But I knew I could not leave my father here to defend for himself. So my mother and sister, they get on the bus and they go. But I stay here. I stay here to fight with my father. But then I start to hear bombs. And I see bullets everywhere and I get scared. I get so scared, I run to my father. I say, hey father, would they be killing us? Well, all that he says to me It's run, Abu, run. So I start running, and I start running, and to the right of me, I'm thinking, oh, God, please help me. And to the left of me, I'm thinking, they are killing me. But I keep running, and I keep running until all that I hear is... There are dead bodies everywhere. And then comes the brightness. Oh, so much brightness is coming into my eye that I am thinking that I am finally dead. But you see, that's what I mean, Commandant. Commandant, he come to me, he said, hey, why are you lying by the roadside like some dead rat? So you know, I tell him about how my father is telling me to run. Oh, but the Commandant, he said, hey, if you want to be a soldier, if you will stay with me, we will be fighting the enemy that is taking your father, and everything will be okay. He said everything was going to be okay. So what else was I supposed to do, huh? Just like that, I am becoming a soldier. I am thinking about all the things that I am learning as a soldier. As a soldier, I am learning how to march. I am learning how to jump. I am learning how to run. And how to roll all around the ground like I am some kind of a beast or animal. And I am learning all the soldier songs that we are singing because we are soldiers. Soldiers. I tell myself that if it is time to be killing, that I am ready. The Commandant is standing right in front of us. He asks us if we are soldiers, and we are yelling, yes, sir. He asks us if the enemy is burning our villages, stealing our food, forcing our families to scatter, and we are yelling, yes, sir. He says that we will be raiding one village, and to be ready in the morning. Soldier, 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 we're in the back of the village. We're seeing this woman, and we're hearing her screaming, and we wanted to kill her. All of us soldiers. But first we know, just to make sure, I go to our grab here. Are you my mother? But you know, she just looked at me like I am some kind of a beast or devil. So I go to her daughter, I grab her, I say, hey, are you my sister? She just keeps screaming. So I put her down, I look at the boat, I say, look, I am not a bad man. I am a soldier, I know what soldiers are supposed to do. That is not your mother. And that is not your sister. They are the enemy. They are burning our villages. They are stealing our food. They are forcing our families to scatter. And now they are killing your father. He took his machete and told them that time was up. That was the last time that I ever saw my mother or sister again. Soldier, I am. You know, my village, I was having many friends. We used to dance all the time because it made us feel free. And sometimes we used to pretend that we were soldiers, because to be a soldier meant to be the best thing in the world. But I am am learning now. To be a soldier does not mean that you are strong. It means that you are weak. To be a soldier means you are having to do things you are not wanting to do. I don't want to kill again, I can't. Commandant is wanting to see me. So I go to him, I say, hey, Commandant, he says, sit down, so I sit down. And you know, he sits down right in front of me. And he starts to breathe really hard. And he says so softly,
take off your clothes.
and I'm like, hey, what you mean? He says, shh.
Good soldier is following orders. And it is in order for you to let me touch you like this.
He said everything was going to be okay. And that he is not a bad man. I can't keep fighting like this. It is turning my mind into mush. I don't want to kill again. I don't want to be good soldier. Commandant. Commandant is dead. I am no longer a soldier. I am free. I just want to dance. When I dance, my problems vanish. I can feel the wind. I can feel the fresh air. I am free. I am happy. In my heart, I know that I am not a beast.
Shadow. 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 And who are you? What's your name? Peter Pan. I can't seem to get my shadow to stick on.
Oh, hey, come on.
Yes?
How awful. Can I give you a kiss? Well, surely you know what a kiss is.
Well, I shall know when you give it to me. Now shall I give you a kiss?
No, if you wish.
What, you don't like it?
Oh, it's not that. I didn't mean a kiss. I meant a thimble.
And now what's that?
Well, it's a little bit like this.
Funny. Now, shall I give you a thimble?
Oh, if you wish.
What is it, Wendy?
Someone was pulling my hair out.
Sorry, that must have been Tink.
Tink?
Yeah, she's a fairy. My fairy. What is it? What? Uh-huh. Sorry. She told me she's gonna
lovely, wonderful thoughts, and they lift you up in the air.
Splendid! Any happy little thought?
Mick Jagger once said,
You can't always get what you want!
I want new shoes.
I want my own car.
I want a taller dual partner.
Yeah, I want a shorter duel.
Yeah. Despite the enticing magic of Neverland, where no one grows up.
Peter and Wendy learned that there's a difference between the ones you love and loved ones.
That sometimes letting go is the best thing you can do.
And you can't always get what you want. J.M. Barrie's classic fairy tale.
Peter Pan.
La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Singing Sergeant Bright and straight on to the morning.
Oh, Peter! I want those boys! The ones who call themselves the Lost Boys, I want to wish them all of them! But most importantly, I want their leader, Peter Pan! 'Twas he who cut off my arm. I waited years to shake his hand with this! Oh, I'll tear him!
But Captain, I thought you said that hoop was worth a score of hands for combing the hair and other homely uses.
If I were a mother, I would pray! To have my children wear this instead of that. Peter flung my arm to a crocodile that just happened to be passing by. It has followed me ever since.
Why, but Captain, in a way, that's sort of a compliment.
I want no such compliments! I want Peter Pan!
La 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 la, la 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 la.
Oh, Peter, where are we?
Welcome to our home. Toodles, nibs, tulips.
And then, welcome to Neverland! Oh my!
These are the Lost Boys. I'm Redkin.
Me too!
How? Does anyone want to see me do a trick?
Oh no!
Yeah, well, Nib is talking with his mouth full again.
Oh yeah, but Toodles was climbing the table!
Well, you were eating all the food.
I am Bear Toodles!
I am Bear Nib.
Oh dear. Here, let me tell you about the story.
Wendy, do you want to stay in Neverland with me? No, oh, you don't have to leave, you know. What is it now? What? Hook has Wendy? Toodles and Nibs too? I'll rescue them. It's Hook or me this time.
Children! Hook, let's go!
Yeah.
I want those boys! Why do no children love me? Quiet, Sneak! Why do children find you lovable? Not I! Quiet, Swift! I'll you!
Captain, it just might be that you have a bad attitude.
I do not have a bad attitude! Now ready to play.
See, there's one. Peter Pan.
Wait, Sneak! Put up your sword. The boy is mine! Pan! Proud of excellent you! Perfectly thy doom.
Davis Hook, dark and sinister man. How that means. If you were me, I'd be ugly. No!
Yes!
No!
Yes! No!
Yes!
Fooling, what's right now?
I am youth. I am joy. I am a bird that has broken out its egg.
Kill me now.
Peter! Wendy, I thought you were...
Peter, it's time to go home.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Oh, Peter.
Wendy, come back with me.
Where?
To Neverland, where we can live and never have to grow up.
Oh, Peter.
Please.
That was an awfully long time. Oh, please. But Peter, I can't. I have a family, a mom, dad, siblings.
But it'll be just you and me, Wendy. Just you and me. Never mind.
Oh, Peter, are you going?